Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we're talking about guiding the eyeline. This is a request from a fan of mine, shoutouts to Alex, and guiding the eyeline. What do I mean with this? Like, okay, we start up here, then we go here, then we go here, 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 here. And in the good comics, which we have down here, not only mine, but like you start down here, you go up here, you go here, 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 you go here, 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 and then you go down there, and you're guiding the eye. And yeah, I hope this, a few seconds ago, the sun didn't came out, but yeah, you know what I mean. So where do I start? I have the sketches here, and I have a good example here. This is a messy video, so if you're yeah, I just start. Okay, let's take a look at this. You're looking at this. This is the centerpiece, but you have your eye is kind of, you're going from here to here to here, and then you're going up here and here. Is it made up? Maybe, but let's see. You start with a centerpiece in the front, but you have like a back, and this is also called composition, but also guiding the eyeline. Let's see. We start reading here, and then we follow this guy here, and then we go here, and then we go to the gun, and then we come to Wild Child, and then we go here and here and here, and we come to the front. And usually, like, the eyeline guides, or the action guides the eyeline. Like, you see, from the back to the fourth, then the feet lead us back to this. Then we have front, mid, back. And as you can see, we're guided also here, and the feet kind of guide us back, and then the eye guides us to the top, and there we see this massive guy, and the hand picks up the eyeline, goes a bit to the back, comes to the front, and guides us back again. So how can you create, or how can you do this? I would say that a comic page is created in the thumbnails, and I will show you in a second. Like, this, what you see, the drawing, the coloring, the inking, this is the fun part. It's the easy part. Maybe I will show you the hard part, or where it starts. This is one I did. I don't say it's the best, but like, you start here, then it guides us up here. We see the hunched back, then we see the eyes, then we see it here, and it comes back here and here and here and here, and then it leads us back here, and then we go up there, and then the monster leads us down here, 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 and then back up. But how do you do this? I will show you that when I draw my comics, and I have definitely also here, like, we start, the door gets opened, this is the centerpiece, then we get here, it goes here. This is a very stupid video, like I'm saying only here, but you get the point. It's a visual medium, you get a hang of it. We have a background, we have a midground, let's say here, then things come forward, we're sent back down here, then we speed up here, then the car, as you can see, slides to the side with a screech, and then goes down there. But let me show you how to construct something like this. I have found, how do you say, a folder full with stuff. This was for Cargies, and as you can see, I was laying down sketches. I got a script, kind of done the Marvel method, and you can see in my older videos, like the making of Cargies, like I had this, and then I knew this guy has to talk down there, and then the eye go up here, and then this guy brings us back down here. And don't obsess if you don't know how to do it right now, because like you will get a feeling for it. I'm pretty sure you will get a feeling for it. And as you can see the layouts, I'm laying down what's in the script, like the beats I need, the snapping of the fingers and all of that stuff. And as you can see, it looks very unspectacular. Like almost nobody can make out what's up here, but this is how I break down what has to go on a comic page. And this is not a particularly good example. Let me see. Yeah, let's get here. This is for something that was the buff dudes wanted me to do a cutting. They wanted to have like a comic. I will show you later, but like the idea was like they meet up somewhere in Miami, and then there's a suitcase, and as you can see there's nothing yet in background, but the guy hands them the suitcase. They look in. Then you have like the eye line here from the chiklak down here, and then it goes in here, and then they speed towards us with a Corvette. I will show you in a second how this worked then out. And then I'm laying out there running and jogging and sexy girls walking by. They're training hard. They are driving fast and running. And then there was a speedboat, and then they're ripped. And let me show you where it is. Where is it? Is it down here? Like a bunch of stuff. Look at this. Like this is all drawings, plannings for different stuff, different scripts, stuff that never has seen the light of the day. And as you can imagine, I'm 37. Some of it got used, but some of it's just like concepts. And as you can see here, it's just figure drawing and different projects. And yeah, that's just the way it is. You're just having to wait a second. I put it aside. Bear with me. There it is. I have it. So, as you can see, I did a bunch of stuff for the buff dudes. I don't know if they implemented it yet, but like this was for animated intro. And as you can see, I'm always penciling and laying stuff out, and it takes a while. Sometimes things do not get realized, but in this came true. This was for the mobility band. As you can see, we come down here, we go up here, then we see the glasses, someone in the back, someone in the front, someone guiding us down here, and the girl, and then the mobility bands guiding our eye. And here you can see some of the sketches, but let's get to the real deal. Here it is. This is already page 2. Where's page 1? Here is page 1. Already inked, not my best inks, but the best I could do for the year 2017. Like in the front, we have the Corvette, then we see here, then a beach area. In the back, we see a different car. Then we're sent down here. In the back, the sun. This looks much better after I put it in colors and I cleaned it all up. And then as you can see, the eye line goes down here. This guy leads us down here to the suitcase. The chiklak leads our eye. Here is the action, but the finger and the hand are guiding us towards the time for the cut. As you can see, from the back, we're guided to the front again. And then from the back of the picture, like you're always thinking page flow, and then also back, mid, and foreground, which I wouldn't say it's too perfect here, but I will get it with time. So here again, the running, we see the hot babes. they're running us by. We see here the eye is guided down here, up here, then down here to the front, and then we see the other girl painted. This will look really good. I will make a video in the future. And then we're guided here by the Daisy Dukes and inliners down here to the massive biceps. This looks painted really good. And then like it's all coming to the front, from the back, the palms. Always beautiful to make just some background and then bringing it to the fore. And as you can see, we're going down here now. Hudson driving in the Corvette, coming from the back to the mid to the foreground, and then coming down here and yeah, guiding the eye with the text, and then coming from the back, from this line down here, up here, down there. I guess this panel I was kind of inspired, or maybe kind of also stole it by John Romita Jr. I was studying him. Yeah, because like I liked his motion. This is definitely from some of his, I don't know, Man Without Fear, I don't know. And then we have a panel where you can see colored. It's really great. When you see panels like this, I do leave a lot of space for coloring, so the color will also take up the character. But as you can see here, it's just a sea. It's a yin and yang, empty space, busy space, and then the eye comes from here to here. We're driving back. We're landing here on the pier. The sun is the farthest point. Then we're coming up here to the sky. As you see, we're guided here. And it's not like it's rocket science. It's not like I'm planning all of this like really, really meticulously, which we will see, which I do. But then it's also kind of like just intuition, knowing as an artist. And then we're coming down here. And then don't worry, the faces I redrew in Photoshop and made them better. But as you can see, like we have background, midground, maybe this not so dynamic, but here it was just like the cool poses. But yeah, we have kind of like this. Not my best, but yeah. And as you can see, a lot of more artwork. We will come to this later. I will put aside the smartphone, stay with me, and I will pick up a different example. Like this is for a comic called Diablero, and I will show you in a second the Barbarian Adventure. But as you can see here, I have a lot of notes, a lot of things I write down, and sometimes in these panels I will just see, where is it? There is one big page, here it must be, where I'm kind of laying down. This is in the comic, in the second comic, where he goes up to the stage, then he grabs the mic, and then he says something, and then it says something to the stage, and then as you can see here, and I will show you, you've seen like the thumbnail, and this is what it then looks on a page. Like you see, he goes up to the stairs, he stands up here, he talks to the crowd, he says something, the crowd is watching, and then the mic moment, and all the elements, all the beats, it's like I'm collecting them in my books. I don't know if I really write things down, but I have some story beats, as you can see here. A lot of amps and ohms. Like here it is, like my pages, and this is like one page, the next page. Sometimes I lay out all the 24 pages I have, and as you can see, this is like, I don't know, let's say page 12, 13, 15, 16, like you would have the comic in front of you. And so I know the orange tells me Are we in the middle? Are we at the end of the comic? What does have to happen? What's the page about? What's the end beat? Because there must always be a beat. It's like music, or it's like the movie. Like at the beginning, there's a question. At the end, there's an answer. Here it's positive. At the end, it's negative, and then here it's negative, and it gets positive again. And so, when I'm laying down the pages, I'm not only laying down pictures and eye lines. I'm also laying down, because I'm a writer artist, what has to go into the story. It's like baking a cake, because as an author, I have something very specific to say, and I'm trying to say that with as much clarity as I can. As you can see here, like again, page 16, page 17, I know what I want to say. Here, this has to happen, then this has to happen, then he looks that way, then we zoom out. And some panels make it and some don't. But yeah, sometimes this is going to be a long video, but I'm laying down everything I need. Like here, he pulls down the shades. Here he comes out, I'm free. Then he looks up, then he sees the Zeppelin, it's called in German. Let me show you what I've showed you in a second. Like here, this is what it looks like. And as you can see, like the final version does look, of course, different, but I play around many times with my panels. Making a comic is really like making a movie, for me at least. And it definitely is. Like, as you can see, a lot of pieces put together. Here for Diablero, I had, you have here artwork which I've stolen from Metal Gear Solid, Mike Mignola's Hellboy, but also from the Western by Franco Corbucci, I don't know. And then the Padre, I don't know where I stole that guy from, the Indian guy, and then the Native American girl. And as you can see, I'm piecing together my movie. So there are a lot of scripts, if you can see. This is now from Diablero, and I have specific, this is just the thumbnail for page 1. We see the church, we see him coming to the church. Wait a second, I will make it a bit darker. He's coming to the church, we see him, a close-up, George bloody leaned against the church wall. Then Keoma not believing what George is telling him, George spitting blood, Keoma walking into the church. Here the corpse of George with his hands like this. Then again a different setup for page 1. Who didn't make it? Another one. The church right here. Keoma grabs the gun. This panel made it into the final version. Again, Keoma looks down. Then we see the church from above. This panel made it. And then again, you see, like I'm trying a lot of different approaches. Again, Keoma, the gun, George against the wall. This did make it into the final version. And then here, this is a something this is then something I sketched out. I took a different different camera angle, but then Keoma coming to the graveyard, picking out his gun. Then he sees something. Then George leaning against the wall, but this didn't make it. And then the church from above, very very steep angle, didn't make it. But yeah, so I don't know if I can answer your questions all in all, but I really do approach it like a movie. Like, it's very much like putting down the plot. What's it about? This Diablero was a horror western, and it was like a half-blood Native American comes back from the Civil War to his hometown to found his home village infested by demons unleashed by the Padre and the Native Americans. And as you can see, more sketches and more. This is how long I worked at this page, and as you can see, there are a couple more pages. Here is what made it then to the final version. The Padre speaking about how they did not only eat the bodies of the heathens, but also their soul. And then he gets his head cut off, and then the Native American shaman, which turned into a demon, now grabs it. And as you can see, a lot of cut out pages, a lot of tries to get it right, and a lot of mood sketches. And I don't know, sometimes a process like also doing this like doing this video can be a bit messy, but in the end you will find the pieces, the beats you need, and then just take what you need and put that on your final page. And as you can see, sometimes for 8 pages, like look at the work that went into this, all this. Like this is, I have sections just for the mood boards. I have sections just for, this is just page 5. Like every page I went in and kind of honed it. And it's not just like the eye line you're guiding. It's also like, what are story beats you're trying to tell. This panel didn't make it, one just was enough, but this almost looks like the finished piece. And here he shoots the gun, and yeah. So a pretty messy video. I don't know if I could illuminate a bit your questions. Let me see. But see, this page was drawn so many times. If I could get it. Like the Native American guy, the shaman who's taking revenge for his villagers slain by this village, by the Padre, and then he turns into a werewolf. He attacks the guy. He gets shot. You barely can see anything, but this is like a werewolf who gets shot. Then the eye line. Here he slashes the hero, and then the hero just spits blood. And here again, the Native American shaman turning into werewolf, fucking up our hero spitting blood again and again and again. This is like the Edge of Tomorrow, only with sketches. And finally, I guess I settled on something like this, like the Native American guy, looking pretty normal, but his blood and his chin covered in blood, which he, I don't know, sucked from the others or just ate from the guys he's avenging. I hope I could be in focus. Okay, so a long video. I don't know if this is helping, but yeah, someone asked me last week, so I wanted to deliver. And as you can see, like a lot of stuff to go over. Here's a thing I stole from another comic, but I loved, like this scene. And then the Native American girl, I stole this from Diablo 2, I guess. And when I say I stole, I stole. Good artists steal. This I stole from Kioma, and I guess Kioma stole it from the crucifixion of Jesus. And yeah, just take what you need, rearrange it. Don't hide your sources. I would call it evolution. And then, as you can see, it's not like I didn't earn the things I do. I would consider this learning. And at a certain point, you you're kind of free to express whatever you want to say by, yeah, well, what do I say? By just doing it. Like here, the last page, the Native American guy gets blown into pieces. His nose, he's bleeding. The crystal sticking from his head. Kioma seeing that crystal. Kioma picking that crystal, looking at it, and then kinda that crystal coming towards his own own forehead, and then he transforming into the next Diablero. And yeah, and working on it and working on it and working on it. And as you can see, a lot of concepts who didn't make it into the comic. This one did. A Native American guy, when he dies, he looks like this, and it's just bleeding. Like in Berserk, he just turns into a normal human again, not possessed by whatever this was. But yeah. And here, this design made it into the final piece, and also the smile, the evil demonic smile. And this was what I liked about the comic, or about storytelling. What drew me in is like, you have to say something, and it's just an 8-page horror comic, but it tells a lot about the human condition, which every Western or acid Western or horror Western reflects, like our alienation, how normal people can turn into monsters, and how by waging war against each other we turn ourselves and our enemies into monsters. And yeah, so the good old spiral of death. This panel made it in the final movie, into the final comic. As you can see, I'm trying to get this right, this final thing where he puts it, the crystal, in his own, yeah, this never made it. Yeah, sorry for the very long video. I hope I could answer some of the questions, and we'll see us next time.